Hello and welcome to High Point Music's Tone Zone. In today's episode I'm going to start down a very long path of building a pedal board. I've talked about pedal boards and the combinations of pedal boards before, and I thought it would be a good idea to show some of the features of having a pedal board built. The current goals I have for building this pedal board are that I want to use some cool, weird, rare pedals that I don't keep on my gigging board so that I can get more use out of them more easily. Everything's plugged in and ready to go, and they have to fit into an existing case that I already own. So I'll get into the pedal board, actual physical board and the case and the fittings and things down the track, but I thought I'd start with showing you the pedals that I want to use and why. So today on the chopping block, so to speak, I have the Tim Guitars Fuzzerator, which is a late 70s era Big Muff style pedal with a huge amount of mid-range response. So it's similar to the Tim Guitars Seaweed that we've shown on the channel before in that regard. It's a pretty big pedal, so I feel as though I could swap this pedal out for another fuzz pedal if needed. And I've also got my Guyatone digital delay. The Guyatone digital delay is a Japanese-made pedal. It's got some amazing modulated delay sounds that I really like, and I think it creates some crazy noises that are just cool to listen to. So I'm going to show you some fuzz sounds, some delay sounds, and then in future videos we'll get into some other pedals and then fitting them all out on the board. So let's have a listen. I'm of course playing my Fender Stratocaster. Into the Fuzzerator is running into the Guyatone delay. I'm only running mono out of the Guyatone delay at the moment, and that's going into the input of the LaClean. I may in the future put this in the effects loop of the LaClean or the amplifier I use once the board's built. I haven't decided yet, but that's something we can discuss in future videos. So first things first, this is what the Fuzzerator sounds like. Pretty saturated. I like the mid-range response, likes to keep things nice and present. I think that makes it a great live pedal. It also makes for a pretty good overdrive. So when we dial that gain down, volume up, like so. It's got a pretty cool gain range there. I'll pull that back up to some fuzzy sounds. Like so. And then the Guyatone digital delay. So the delay on, we've got a balance control which mixes between dry and effect, the amount of repeats, the time controls, and some modulation controls. So of course we get your classic digital delay sounds. That, and then of course we can start to add some modulation in there for some weird stuff. Which is pretty weird, right? It's also got a great hold function. So you can play a chord. Look, Mum, no hands. So you can get some great freeze-style functions out of it. The really cool thing I like about this pedal is when you dial it right back, we're going to only have the effect going. That's a little bit deep there. And You hear some of those repeats and stuff coming through. So I'm only showing the wet effect at the moment. The reason I love this pedal as a modulation effect is when you do dial that ratio right down and make it really fast, so the repeats are very close together, it's almost as if there's no delay going on at all. So when you do add some of that modulation in, it's some amazing modulated sounds. Like so. So it's a pretty versatile pedal that doesn't have any presets, so it's something I really like to use and get hands-on. As we've discussed the differences between multi-effects like the Strymon that's on my gigging board and single pedal stomp boxes, I find this a very satisfying pedal to use because it's so tactile in its response and there are so many cool sounds. Almost Leslie speaker-ish. You can add some fuzz to that. And get some pretty psychedelic kind of lead tones out of it. And then we can also dial that balance back a little bit. We can turn that delay ratio back a little bit to hear a bit more of the dry signal, and we'll get a little bit more phasing going on. Which is basically the difference between this and this. Like so. So a bunch of crazy sounds, great fuzz sounds. That's why those two are going to go on the pedal board. I'll see you in the next Tone Zone to check out the next couple of pedals that we're going to put on there. If you've got any questions about these, leave a comment or a suggestion or a question below. We'd love to hear from you. As always, don't forget to follow us on our social media to keep up to date with what's going on. And I'll see you in the next video.